So, Champions League match day 6 is over. We've got a lot to talk about. Before I get into that, I just want to say that going into this new Champions League format, I was not excited. I was kind of stuck in the old ways. You know, the group stage is kind of all I've seen, and so I was kind of nervous about the change. But getting into these later stages of the Champions League, it's been exciting to watch. And I just want to talk about some games real fast. Liverpool versus Girona. I knew Liverpool was going to win. They just are that team this year. In both the Prem and in the Champions League, they've been incredible, taking first in both. And Girona is not the team they were last season. Last season, they were challenging for a La Liga title. But I think they lost some key players, and from there, it's kind of fallen further back. Liverpool almost seemed like they knew they were good enough to win, but they didn't need to try. At the end of the day, they did win. So I don't think the performance mattered that much. The other surprising team is Brest. Brest this season is punching above their weight. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting them to make it this far in the Champions League. They're top 7. They might automatically qualify. That's insane to think about. And then today they played PSV. I thought they were going to lose this game. Right? PSV, I haven't followed them too much. They have an American on their team. But I figured they would have enough to beat this French team. They had a lot of shots, but at the end of the day, they just weren't clinical enough, and Brest took advantage with their 1-0 lead. I'm going to briefly go over Bayern. Bayern versus Shakhtar, easy Bayern was going to win that. Bayern hasn't been that great this season. In the Bundesliga, they've been incredible. They are top of the league, and they're killing teams. But in Champions League, they haven't been that great. So I wasn't all in on them. And I'm still not. Shakhtar has not been great. But it's been great to see these smaller teams try and have these chances to fight. Now I want to talk about Sporting real fast. Sporting has been sad for me. I'm not particularly a Sporting fan. Love Victor Gyökeres. Loved following their journey a little bit. But since they lost him, they're missing something. It's just the tactics aren't there. They aren't the team they used to be. They've lost 2 games in a row in the Champions League and 2 games in a row in, I think, their league too. But it's just so disappointing to see it. Club Brugge, congratulations on the win. You know, keep fighting. There is a chance you go forward. We're going to talk about PSG real fast. Alright, but I have all those PSG fans absolutely hating me. I figured PSG was going to win this. PSG, Salzburg has been the punching bag of the Champions League. Everybody's beating them. And I expected PSG to be the same. I did expect more goals. I didn't watch the whole game, right? But PSG this season has not been great in the Champions League. They're outside of the playoffs. They do have 2 games remaining. But one of those games is Man City. Can you rely on a result there? It's going to be a difficult game even with the 4 Man City's at. I will never count out Man City. I want to talk about Aston Villa RB Leipzig. I like RB Leipzig. I really do. I've been watching some of their Bundesliga games. I like Openda. It's fun to see Šeško. Such a young talent. And then Xavi Simons, I love him as a player. He's so good. But this season in the Champions League, they're not good. Right? They don't have it together. They're at the bottom. Right? They have no chance. They're on 0 points. This was their chance to win. There was a couple of times where I thought, oh, maybe RB Leipzig is going to get something out of this. No. And Aston Villa's been shaky as well. In both the Prem and the Champions League. They had a great start beating Bayern, but they've had moments where Aston Villa doesn't look great. And their defense has not been it. They are... Goals are being schooled again. goals are being scored against them at an alarming rate. I think Aston Villa has a chance of making it to the round of 16, but we're going to have to see how things turn out. Now we're going to talk about Inter and Leverkusen. I figured Inter was going to win this game. Inter have been incredible. They were unbeaten prior to this game. And, recently they were in a Champions League final, right? Not too long ago. But Leverkusen really came at them with all they had. Inter kept it tight, for sure. It really was a tight game. But they really weren't... Were they going for something? It seemed like they were just going for kind of a counter-attacking game. And I don't know that their attack would have worked for it. I haven't been convinced on all of their wins. I thought that their game against Arsenal could have gone as a draw. Honestly, I thought Arsenal was going to win that game. But I think Inter can go far in the Champions League. We're just going to have to, wait and see. I still have a lot of faith. And to Leverkusen, they were absolutely hammering at them. And it kind of seemed like Leverkusen last season with the late goal. Real Madrid, Atalanta. Oh my gosh, what an exciting game. Going to this game, I thought Atalanta was going to win. Madrid has not been in form, and Atalanta has been crushing it in both the Champions League and Serie A. Now, a lot of people don't rate the Serie A. I personally think it's fun to watch it. Watch every once in a while, check in on these games, and Atalanta has been crushing it. They are a serious team. Anybody who doesn't think that is just wrong. And then Real Madrid, again, they've been shaky. But this game, they showed that Real Madrid is Champions League, right? You can't count them out ever. I think they're going to qualify. I think they'll be fine. And in La Liga, they still have a chance to win it. They're not that far off. We got a glimpse of the old Mbappe again early into the game, right? That's first goal. What a wonderful goal. Felt so Mbappe. I was like, he's back. I was so excited. And then he goes off injured. And it's just... Mbappe has just been cursed. But I'm going to talk more about the injuries after. Madrid also has had Bellingham start picking up his form. He's starting to score goals. He's getting some assists. He's killing it. And then Vinny is Vinny. He is him. I think Vinny is the best player in the world. There's a lot of talk of Yamal, Salah. I think Vinny has all the talent in the world. We just have to wait and see. We got to wait for this Madrid to start clicking. They are playing ugly, but that's what they did last season. And they won the Champions League and La Liga. So you can never count out this Madrid side. I want to go over Juventus, Man City. Juventus is not a team I particularly follow. I know they have Weston McKennie on the team, right? But it's never been a team that I followed too much. I know they were great a few years back with Ronaldo. But going into this game, I honestly had no idea who was going to win it. Juventus is good defensively. I didn't know if they had it offensively. But in this game, they were willing to sit back and let Man City have the ball. And when they had those chances, they took them. A goal from Vlahovic and my boy Weston McKennie was enough to, kill this Man City side. Once it hit 2-0, I knew there was no way Man City was coming back. And I just want to ask the question, is Man City's season over? I know it's only December. They're fourth place in the Prem. And in the Champions League, there's the possibility of them not qualifying. They have two more games, of course, with their next one being PSG. PSG desperately needs a result. They desperately want to continue. So that's going to be a hard game. And then you also have Club Brugge, who's been punching above their weight class. And they're going to be trying for something. I don't know. Are the panic bells ringing at Man City? Is there a chance Pep's going to be out of a job before too long? I don't think it's that bad because of his legacy, but I've never seen Man City this bad. Now we're going to talk about we're going to talk about the last Prem team I've got. And that's Arsenal versus Monaco. Now I just want to say this game was tight in the second half. Arsenal came out swinging in the first half, and it should have been, honestly, 3-0. It should have been 3-0 by first half. But missed opportunities from Martinelli and Jesus, kind of let Monaco back into the game the second half. They were trying for something. They were pushing. Ended up being a mistake that, doubled the lead. Saka with a brace. What a player, Saka. Oh my gosh. I love Saka. He's so good. But I think I wouldn't be too worried as a Monaco fan, because Monaco, they've been a feisty team, and I think there's still a chance for them to make it through. There's 2 games left. I wouldn't count on anything. Arsenal is sitting third, and they have 2 easy games after that. I know they've got Dinamo Zagreb and Girona, which they should win those games, and they might even push for top 2. So we might see a Prem mountain to top. Last game I'm going to talk about is Dortmund-Barcelona. Oh my gosh, what another exciting game. I want to say that I think both of them have been good in the Champions League. Dortmund, I know, hasn't been as great in the Bundesliga. They've been struggling a little bit. But they have been pushing in the Champions League. And that Madrid game earlier on, I thought they were going to win that by first half. They were a little bit unlucky with Madrid deciding to show up. And today, I think they performed well, right? It's not easy to get a result from Barcelona. They've always been a tough team. But I think one thing we are seeing from Barcelona is that their high line can be exposed. I would be concerned when they're playing a team like Liverpool, who absolutely can take advantage. Those teams with incredible attacking prowess can do some real damage to Barca. But their attacking trio is just so good. Lamine is incredible. 17 years old, and he's doing all of this magic. And Rafinha this season is having a Ballon d'Or season. I don't want to hear any arguments on that. Rafinha's been incredible. I think this Barcelona team is a favorite to win the Champions League. I know it's still early days, but they're in second place, right? They have a lot they can do in this Champions League. And it's been super exciting to see them back. Looking at the standings, I don't think it's as closed as I've heard a lot of people say. Everybody in the top 8 is, for the most part, on the same points, right? We got Liverpool clear with their perfect win rate, and then Barcelona as well doing really well. I don't know. These last 2 match days are going to be exciting. There's a couple of teams I'd be keeping an eye on. Let me know what you thought, your thoughts on the Champions League, and I will see you on the next video.